Hello everybody, this is the handheld gamer Bill Brown. I want to welcome you to another exciting episode. Today's episode is going to be extra special because I'm covering the Game & Watch. So if you like anything retro or you love Nintendo, you'll definitely want to watch this episode. So without further ado, let's check it out. The Donkey Kong Game & Watch has some important features on it. The birth of the raised cross-directional pad was first started on the Donkey Kong Game & Watch, which is still used today on pretty much every controller. Also, on the Donkey Kong Game & Watch, the Nintendo DS and 3DS it's pretty much designed from the look of the original Game & Watch Donkey Kong. There are a total of 60 handheld Game & Watches in the total series, and they were released between 1980 to 1991. Gunpei Yokai would later go on to create the Game Boy, Metroid, Super Mario Land, and the infamous Virtual Boy, among other products. One important fact of the Game & Watch in the history of Nintendo is it was the Western world's first exposure to these characters, such as The Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, Mario. So we didn't get it from arcades, but we got our exposure to those characters from the Game & Watch. So that is a very important part of the history of the Game & Watch for Nintendo. There were two last games that were released after the Game Boy came out. The first one being The Legend of Zelda, where you control Link and you fight off goblins and dragons to recover the Triforce and save Zelda. And the second game, or the last game, was Mario the Juggler. Similar to Ball, except for you play as Mario and you juggle hearts and stars instead of balls. The game you see here, Oil Panic, is quite a challenge also. Not only do you have to catch the oil that's falling from the roof and your glass can only hold 3, but you have to focus in and dump it on the bottom screen to the guy in the pail below. But you have to make sure he's in the right place because he moves randomly. So you have to keep your eye on him whilst also keep an eye on the oil falling. So it's a challenge. One important fact that I forgot to mention is battery life. Now battery life on these things is fantastic. You get about 6 months of battery life off of 2 little watch batteries, which is a LR44 batteries, I believe, pretty much for all the Game & Watches. So you pop 2 of these little suckers in, and you get 6 months of battery life. Now I had a lot of fun capturing the footage for this video you see. It's really a challenging game, really fun game, so I definitely want to start collecting these little handhelds. I believe they still make them to this day. They make little handheld keychain ones. So I might check those out and start picking them up and collecting them because these things are a lot of fun, even to this day. And I have to admit, when I was playing them, of course the sounds aren't great. Sounds are just beeps and boops because back then that's all we had. So don't expect good sounds from it, but gameplay wise, it is a lot of fun and quite challenging. I had fun capturing the footage. I have to say, it took me a while to adjust again back to playing games like the LCD screen wise, where it's kind of everything's a split second and then jump, split second jump, kind of like a timing thing. But either way, a lot of fun. The game you're seeing now is Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong, I would have to say, is my most favorite Game & Watch game. Second being Legend of Zelda, and third being Donkey Kong Jr. And maybe after that, Popeye, Octopus, and then after that, I don't know. There's quite a few others, but in that order, that's what my favorites are. And when I started capturing the footage for Donkey Kong, it took me a while to adjust back to playing games this way, because I was doing really terrible for a little bit. It took me about a half hour to adjust, and finally I had a good game and I've captured the footage for this. So definitely a lot of fun. I kept going back, trying more. and finally got back into the groove of things. But definitely a fun game, and like I said, 6 months battery life. You can't go wrong with that. So definitely fun, worth checking out. Like I said, I would love to start collecting these things. I know that they have made them in the past on keychains, little small flip ones, and I just may start collecting those if the originals are too expensive. But definitely fun collecting or playing and worth checking out. So I'm going to be quiet now and just let you guys watch the gameplay.
Thank you, my friend.
Adventure is on the horizon. Stanley's going buggy. Mario Brothers have their hands full, and Donkey Kong's going ape. It's rough seas for Popeye, and Snoopy's got to get on the ball. But you can help. You got Nintendo Game & Watch. That's pocket power. Widescreen or multi-screen games you can play indoors or out. They tell you the score and even the time. They're pocket power. They're Game & Watch. 14 in all, only from Nintendo.